A second section of comedy? Yeah. Fabulous. Sue, start the applause. Join in. Welcome the brilliant Tim O'Hare.
Yeah, thanks. Been called nonchalant. Don't even know what chalant is. Just that I'm not it. Apparently. It's not a very helpful way of describing someone, is it? Like, imagine if I were to describe my brother to you right now, who presumably none of you have ever met, and you're like, oh yeah, what's he like? And go, well, the Swedish, they've got a word actually, laveshka. You go, oh yeah, what's that mean? Is he like that? I go, no. Complete opposite. If anything, I'd say he's non-laveshka. So as you can probably tell, I'm not from around here. From Croydon. Now, I'm from Australia. I didn't realise I had an accent until I came over here. I thought you guys were the ones that sounded weird. If you haven't been to Australia, well, it's kind of like if all the white people in Croydon got together and formed a nation. Yeah, we're not a very intellectual bunch. We're famous for Vegemite and liberal uses of the word cunt. But I'm proud to be Australian. We've had some good exports. We've had Nick Cave, we've had Kylie Minogue, we've had Jim Jeffries, we've had Russell Crowe. I'm a big fan of Russell Crowe. He's my favourite actor. My favourite Russell Crowe performance. The one where he plays the autistic savant. You know the one? Yeah, Gladiator. I mean, if you haven't seen it, like, Maximus is definitely autistic. Because at the start of the movie, the Emperor's like, oh, Maximus, how long since you last seen your family? And without missing a beat, Russell Crowe goes, 2 years, 264 days in this morning. Like, you know Russell Crowe is acting, right? Because Russell Crowe is not autistic. If Russell Crowe was asked that question, he'd be like, yeah, fucking wild. But yeah, Maximus is definitely autistic. When the Emperor dies, he gets into this conspiracy theory, believing the Emperor's been murdered, and it ruins his life. And then he becomes a gladiator, and he meets the new Emperor, played by Joaquin Phoenix. And Joaquin Phoenix is like, "Slave, what is your name?" And then Maximus goes, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, husband to a dead wife, father to a murdered son." And you just want to shake him and just be like, dude, just take a breath, man. Be like, hey, I'm Max. How you doing? So I was bullied as a child. That's not really surprising. A lot of comedians were bullied as children. What was different about my story is I actually went to a selective school, and there weren't a lot of jocks as such at my school, which meant that nerds had to pick up some of the slack in the bullying department. So I was bullied by nerds. Oh, look at him. Not even in the top maths set. Yeah, how's your level 34 Charmeleon going? I've got a level 97 Charizard, fuckhead. Tell you a bit more about myself. Growing up, like I'm the youngest, and I'm a bit of a mummy's boy. Growing up, my mum, she used to give me a big hug. She used to kiss me on the cheeks. She used to say, "Oh, Timmy, you're such a sweet boy. You're going to make a woman happy one day." And she was wrong. Had a busy day today. You laughed at the wrong part. I had a busy day today. I watched Spider-Man 2, my favourite of the Spider-Man movies. if you haven't seen it, you've got this superhero, Spider-Man. He can sling webs, but he's kind of like a part-time superhero, right? So, like, he has to also pay rent, and he also has to go to college. And midway through the movie, it just all comes too much for him, and suddenly he loses his spider powers, and he's just got to go back to being Peter Parker, and he's just got to learn to love himself. And then after a while, suddenly his powers come back, just in time for him to get the girl, Mary Jane. And I thought to myself, as I was watching this movie, I thought, this is probably in the top 5 or 6 greatest metaphors for erectile dysfunction that I've ever seen in a PG-13 superhero movie. I am single. Surprise. I'm not going to ask anyone if they're on the apps. You've already been asked, but I had to fill out a dating profile the other day. So, you know, it's just like you got to, you know, come up with some kind of bio to outline your qualities, who you are as a person. So I'm like, clinically depressed, alcoholic, unemployed, open mic, stand-up comedian with erectile dysfunction. 6'3". Women like tall guys. I did go on a date not that long ago. This wasn't a date on the apps. It was actually a date with a fan. And the way it happened, I was just doing a gig like this, and it seemed to go okay. And then someone approached me midway through and was like, "Oh, my friend, she thinks you're really funny and you're cute. Do you reckon I could get your number to give to her?" It's like, "Oh, okay." So we got texting, and then we organised to go for a few drinks. And the date seemed to go all right, but at the end of it, she said, "Oh, look, Tim, it's been really great meeting you. You're just not who I was expecting." I thought, okay. But this is someone who's only ever, knows me through my stand-up. And I do jokes about being socially awkward and not really connecting to people. It's not like this is a character. It's not like I put down the mic and then go off stage and I turn into Ryan Gosling. But I'm here. I'm not going to turn into Ryan Gosling. Don't worry. I'm here for a short time, not a good time. Nah. You guys are great. I'll just leave by telling you, a lot of people ask me what it's like being a stand-up comedian, and I tell them the honest truth. I tell them it's kind of like being a junkie. Because at first, you're just doing it for a laugh. At first, you're just doing it with your mates, just every now and again. But before long, you get hooked. Before long, you're running around town, ringing up promoters. Please, can I have a 5? But it's still not enough. It's not enough. So you wind up showing up to gigs. You're not even on the lineup. You're like, please, can I have a 5? Please, I'll do anything. I'll buy you a drink. I'll give you a wristy. Whatever. Please, can I just have the stage time? Still, it doesn't satisfy that thirst. And you find it brings out the worst in you, right? So you wind up, you start asking your mum, "Hey, can you loan me 500 quid? I want to do the Brighton Fringe." You tell lies to people. Well, I don't even do it anymore, really. You know, other people do it. Other people do stand-up. I don't judge them. It's just not for me. But still, it alienates you. It drives you away from people. You're telling lies. There's no trust. You come home to your partner one night, and she's like, "Where have you been?" You go, "Oh, I was just out." "What were you doing?" "Oh, just having a beer." "Who with?" "Oh, Ollie." "Was there comedy involved?" "No." "Well, yeah, I mean, he was doing it. I was just watching." Please, baby. I told you I quit. I wouldn't. What's that on your arm? Oh, it's just a shopping list. Yeah? You went shopping for a nonchalant? Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Tim O'Hare. Oh, I think I'm right in saying that is Tim's debut at Gag Factory. Fantastic new material.